What happened here? This is a figure that I was really anticipating, but this is very disappointing. If you're going to continue watching this video, I did warn you. Hi everyone, welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to take a look at the disappointing Hot Toys Black Widow from the solo movie Black Widow. This is now out, it's been released. It is $260 on Sideshow, and obviously in other retailers the price will fluctuate. It's based on the it's meant to be based on the likeness of Scarlett Johansson from her solo movie Black Widow, and obviously it's the black and gold suit. Okay, I just want to give you the lie of the land here. I don't have a Black Widow in my collection. I was really looking forward to this particular one because I thought this was the one to have. The suit was black and gold. It's that kind of classic look from the comic books. I really liked the head sculpt. Now let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this head sculpt here. Now, this is the prototype. Okay, so this is the prototype, and this is what we got. There's a significant difference between this and this. Now I've heard other like YouTubers, streamers, collectors and stuff saying, you know, you can't expect the prototype. Okay, I kind of do. Like that's what I would that's what would entice me to put that pre-order down, and that's what gets my money. So yeah, I do. That's the product. That's what I want. That's why I'm gonna pre-order. Now in this case, I didn't pre-order. I wanted it, but I have two lists. If you've been following the channel, I have two different lists. I have pre-order list, the stuff that I've actually either bought and paid for on pre-order in full, or put on a payment plan, or put an NRD on and secured. And then I have my wish list. They're figures that I do want that I just haven't pulled the trigger on yet. And a lot of the times it's because of things like this. As in, why would I pre-order when I haven't seen the final head sculpt? So if I think a head sculpt's going to be a bit questionable, then I might hold off and see. Perfect example, Doc Ock. JC Hong himself, on the day that those photos went up, said, look, this is not, he put out a Facebook post saying this is not the final product. So fair enough, I'm not going to order, I'm going to wait and see the final product and then I'll decide. So this fell into that category as well. Also, this is a cheaper figure, like that's bizarre. $260 is now a cheaper figure. That's not cheap at all. But compared to say something like the Batman, the Bat Signal, with those figures I like to order and put on a payment plan and chip away at them over time, like $50 a month for 10 months or something like that, as opposed to getting hit with a big bill. But with something like $260, I can kind of wait, and plus I also think this is going to go to a bargain bin. It's definitely going to go to a bargain bin now, I'd imagine. So that's where I was at. Like the movie was okay, but I was getting it because based on the strength of these images, based on the strength of the black and gold suit being a classic kind of reminiscence from the comic books, based on the fact that this probably is the last time, I know you can never say never, but possibly and quite probably the last time you're ever going to see Scarlett Johansson in this role. The simple accessories she came with was good, but I really liked the head sculpt and I really liked the hair as well. I do think that this prototype is the best version, or would have been the best version of Black Widow we'd have to date, but then this is what we got. So just on this prototype as well, I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it's a 10. I don't think it's like a shrink ray. I don't think it's like a 9 even. I think it's a solid 8. And I definitely 100% see Scarlett Johansson here. And I would be confident that if my non-collector friends or someone came into my house and walked in and went, oh, that's Black Widow, that's Scarlett Johansson. But with this, even though I would be the one to buy it and know exactly who it's meant to be, I would take a double take and go, who's that? If that was on my shelf, and that's the issue I have. So I'm thankful I didn't actually pre-order this, but I am disappointed because I was looking forward to getting this, and actually Yelena, a figure that would be very out of character for me to get, and pairing them together, because I think the contrast between the black suit of Black Widow and the white suit of Yelena, with all, you know, the kind of what's it kind of like, the jacket thing she has, it's kind of like a gilet jacket thing with all the pockets and stuff like that, and even the headphones, the helicopter headphones, that would be cool. The two of them together I think would pose really well. And plus, like, I've no like female characters in my collection yet. I've got Ahsoka, the Rosario Dawson, Ahsoka and Grogu, you know, en route. But I mean, it'd be nice to have some female characters. Not that I, like, when I purchase one of these products, like I don't go like, oh, I have to have a, you know, I have to have a character of a certain race, or I have to have a character of a certain religion, or I have to have a character, you know, of a certain sexuality or anything like that. Not at all. Like I don't really care. I don't care about someone's ethnicity or their gender or their sexuality or like if they're an alien or not, I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want the character to be captivating. So that might be a blue alien, that might be, you know, like a red-haired female, that might be like just some white dude or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the figure, the character has to be captivating. And I thought Scarlett Johansson did a great job playing, representing Black Widow for all these years. And I thought she'd pair really well with Yelena, and it would be nice to have those two female characters in my display, because I like both the characters, and I liked the design of the costumes, their outfits and stuff like that. But yeah, I think basically I've got to vote with my wallet on this one and just say, no, it's not up to scratch, or at the very least, I know I'm not going to pay $260 for it. If I go back then and go, you know what, I'm going to get this, but I'm going to wait until it hits like $160, $150, that's grand, you've saved some money. But you still have a figure on your shelf that you know isn't the standard that you want in your collection. It's not the standard I want in my collection. Another route is maybe wait and see if the Yelena turns out good and if the white suit version turns out good, because maybe, like originally I know people were critiquing, and rightly so, the head sculpt on the white suit Black Widow. That sounds funny to say. The white suit Black Widow version, the snowsuit version, they're saying the head was a bit too big, and even the shape of the head was off. Like, but maybe that's the one that turns out well. Like, I thought this was going to be the one that would turn out well. Like, I mean, I think that looks fantastic. I think it's a solid 8, solid head sculpt. Again, not a perfect 10, but you know, solid 8. And then we get this, and this does not look like Scarlett Johansson. So therefore, logically, I have to vote my wallet and not pre-order this. And I'm thankful that my strategy worked out there. It doesn't always work out, because I waited to have a peek at this head sculpt in the same way I'm going to do the same with Doc Ock. Yeah, so look, I'm going to take a look at this. Sorry, rant out, but just have to be honest and transparent and give you my thought process on this. The suit looks great, and I can already hear people saying, why don't you get this and then get the endgame head? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because I think it will look strange with another head sculpt on it. Even if it's a custom, I find a lot of those things, they just look a bit odd when you do the kit bash things. Some kit bashes are fantastic. Like, I've seen Trevor from 1/6 Shooter, 3 of his fire figures that when he was on an episode of Visions last weekend, they were all like, they're basically all customs, and they all looked fantastic. Like, but again, like, it can be expensive going that route, but Taskmaster looks fantastic here, in fairness. People complaining about the hair. Definitely looks better than the prototype, but it doesn't bother me too much if the sculpt was on point. I think it's the shape of the head back here, which is, like, if you look at the shape difference, the shape here, this is more Scarlet looking here because it has the longer kind of, there's more of an angle here on the longer head sculpt, but here it's rounded. The head itself looks rounded. Alright, so flicking through some of these images, I just don't see Scarlett Johansson here. And like, if you think about, there's a trend here. The cable was disappointing. I did have that one on pre-order. I saw it and I said, nope, not for $270. I still want it. I have actually picked it up, but not for $270. It was my second last. I've only got one thing left on Sideshow. And with the cable, like, I don't cancel figures. The only time I've ever cancelled figures was when there's been so much delay where I can cancel, keep my NRD and get it somewhere else cheaper. Just makes perfect logical sense. And like, that's on Sideshow. That's tough luck. Like, you know, it's not like you're cancelling for some small mom and pop shop. So I went away, cancelled the cable because of the delays. I cancelled because of how when I saw the final products, I didn't think it was worth that, and I still don't think it's worth $270. But realistically, $270, it's not really $270. I'm actually going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So being in Ireland, $270, yeah. I added something to my cart there recently. It was like a 6-scale figure and it was something like $70 to ship. But usually the 6 scales are $50 to ship, and then I'm going to hit with 30%. So that's what cable would have cost me. So I was looking at that going, yeah, that's not happened. It's been delayed. I can cancel that, keep my NRD and get it significantly cheaper. And then literally that day I saw it in like Toys Buying Agent for, I think it was around $280 shipped. And then I think I'll get charged maybe $20 for customs. But I still didn't even go with that. I ended up going with Lion Rock Toys. They gave me an absolute amazing deal. There's a bit of a story behind them I'm not going to get into now, but I might do a live stream or when I inevitably review it for them, and I'm happy to review it for them because of their customer service. I'll get to that. Yeah, so like my point about cable, why I brought cable into this is because cable was disappointing. But even with cable, I still think the head sculpt was good on Cable, it just was softer than the actual prototype, whereas this is different. There's a difference. If something has less wrinkles, less details, yeah, it's softer. That's what I mean when I say softer. But this shape was different and the head sculpt actually looks different, so you can't just say it's soft. It just doesn't look like it. Like the Cable still looks like Josh Brolin, and looks like Cable as it did appear in this show. I just felt, no, don't think it was worth $270 because of the whole body thing more than anything, and the joint and all that. When we knew the joint was there, was mainly the proportions of the body. But my point is, Cable and the Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, and now we have this. They're 3 sculpts which I consider, okay, the Cable I wouldn't consider that a miss. It's softer. It's definitely softer. And then, you know, I've got the figure, but I still say no, it's softer. The Bucky Barnes didn't look like Sebastian Stan. Just didn't look like him. You know, and I've seen multiple different photos, multiple different footage as well, and I don't really get the whole in-hand argument. Even with this, I've seen photos of it, like, which are like people holding it in their hands with just regular natural light, and it might look a little bit better, but it's still, you can still tell it's not what the prototype was. I just don't see Scarlett Johansson here, and I even think the proportions are strange as well. The suit looks great though. Like, the suit genuinely looks great. I think it looks super. Like just the black here, and then the kind of silver lines here, the gold belt and the emblem. I like these does things fire out of them, like little dart throwers, something like that, dart shooters. Even the armor here, I think this suit look, and even the collar is kind of unique as well. The gun actually looks cool as well. It's just a unique kind of a handgun there as well. Like, I'm trying to be positive here. That was the pose I was looking for. The 2 guns in both of the left and right holster. Very simple walking pose. I wouldn't have used the stand. And then, you know, split up the staff into 2 different pieces there. Like, I do think that would have looked fantastic, and kind of, it was iconic as well. It would be like a, and I'm pretty sure there's I think a vague recollection of a cover of a comic book where she's like this. Like, that looks pretty cool apart from the head. And even I find she's very pale here, where she had a bit of colour in her face here, and I don't think Scarlett Johansson is that pale. Yeah, it's disappointing, but look, it's a first world problem. I'm going to vote with my wallet here, and I definitely am not getting this for $260. I wouldn't, I don't think I'm getting this at all, to be honest. I got to vote with my wallet. I don't think this is up to the standard. It's not worth $260. I won't be paying that, and yeah, I can't see myself changing my mind and even picking it up in a bargain bin, and I do think this is absolutely destined for the bargain bin. It's unfortunate, but yeah, it's a first world problem. And yeah, that's just my opinion on it. So, not for me. So I think I've saved myself $600 really, or whatever, like, because this would have been to pair with Yelena. I'm not going to get Yelena on her own, and they would have like stood in their own Detolf on their own, because, you know, paired together would make sense. They're sisters, they're both from the same movie, and I could go away and get the Endgame Black Widow, but then I have to get Clint, and I don't want to get Clint. Like, you know, I think I'm done with the figures I want from Endgame. So yeah, folks, that is my opinion on that. I was excited about it, but I waited to see what the head sculpt turned out with. It wasn't up to the standard in my opinion, so I'm not going to pick this up. The only thing now is see how the white suit version comes out, and if they nail the head sculpt in that, which to be honest, I'm very, very doubtful that they will. But if they do, I'd consider getting that, and Yelena if the head sculpts turn out well. So I won't be pre-ordering Yelena, I won't be pre-ordering the white suit. I'm going to wait and see the head sculpts, and there's a lot to be said for not pre-ordering, folks. I know that these days no one knows whether to pre-order or not. I just do what suits me. In this situation, it's worked out for me. That's the end of the video, folks. If you want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Am I being too harsh on this in your opinion? Not that it makes a difference, not going to change my opinion, but like, let me know, do you think it looks like Scarlett Johansson? Do you think this is like the prototype? As in, do you think it looks like this? Yeah, let me know. I am keen to hear your comments. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. But that's it. That's the end of the video, thankfully, you might be saying. And yeah, see you in the next one. Good luck.